Hello, everyone. This is the Needville United Methodist Church YouTube channel, and I wanted to put this video out as quickly as possible to give y'all some information about what's going on with the discernment process that we started about a month ago. It's taken about a month for our church council to divvy up tasks, to start working and planning everything, but we are finally to a point where we are going to start having what we are calling our informational meetings. Now, each of these meetings are to gather as many members, hopefully all of the members of the church together at different locations, different times, to give out the information about what this discernment process ultimately is all about. Part of it will be a history lesson of how we got to where we are. Part of it will be what's going on inside the United Methodist Church currently. And then, of course, the part of the discernment process is the ultimate question that is at the end of it is, do we as a congregation wish to stay within the United Methodist Church with all of the question marks that are a part of the UMC going forward? Or do we as a congregation wish to disaffiliate from the United Methodist Church? And the next question that follows that is, once we disaffiliate, who or where we will affiliate with afterwards. That is what the discernment process is. So at each of these meetings, you will find out information about each of those pieces so that when we get to the final vote, the entirety of the membership will have had time to not only chew through and digest all the information, but adequate opportunities to ask questions, to talk, to give opinions and all that, so that when we get to that final piece, that final vote, everyone should be ready to cast their vote. So that being said, I do want to go ahead and say this. It's down in the comment section or in the description as well. But go ahead and mark on your calendars that September 8th, Thursday, okay, at 7 p.m. in the sanctuary will be our very first informational meeting. We will have our second informational meeting on September 11th, following church service in the fellowship hall. Now, as I said, we encourage you to be at as many of these as possible, because there will be Q&A sessions for the second half of the meeting that may change depending on who's present, what questions get asked, and so on and so forth. The first part of the meetings will always be the same, because it's giving us the history lesson of how we got to where we are, the landscape of where we are currently, and all of the options that the congregation has in front of it, and what those options do. Basically, how do we go about doing them? What does it cost? How do we have to do it? All of that stuff will be laid out for everyone to do. Now, the third thing that I will make a comment here on this video, we are working to make a video to post here on our YouTube channel for those of you that may not be able to make it to one of the informational meetings. Hopefully everyone is able to make an informational meeting. These are only the first two, on the 8th and on the 11th. But we will have a few others. But if you aren't able to make them, then a video here on our YouTube channel will be the next best thing. And we will post that here within the next week or so. So if you haven't done so already, I do ask that you hit that subscribe button and put the bell. Hit the bell as well. That will make sure that you get the notification for when this video pops up. The second thing that I want to encourage you to do is, you may know people that don't do the YouTube thing. They don't have a Facebook page. They don't do the whole internet stuff. Please get the word out for us. let someone know, let a friend know, let a fellow family member or a member know that we are having these meetings. Give them this information so that we can make sure that everyone has the ability to come to the church and listen to what's going on and understand what's happening. Now, I do want to take this opportunity to go through the process a little bit with you. I'm not going to go into a strong amount of detail, but I do want to make sure that everyone knows how this works. About a month ago, our church council voted to agree and agreed to start the discernment process. That was not a vote for disaffiliation. It was a vote to have the church say, we believe we need to have these conversations. We need to get this information out to the congregation so that the congregation can make a choice. Please note at the very beginning of this is a congregational choice, not the church council, and certainly not me as the pastor. It is the congregation's choice as to where we go. We will have these informational meetings. I'm not sure how many we're going to have. Currently, we have 2 set up. I know we're going to have a few more. We are going to also have our video that will be here on our YouTube channel as well. So there will be plenty of opportunities for people to learn about what's going on in the United Methodist Church currently and what it looks like in the future, what the possibilities of that future may be, I should say. No one knows the future for certain, of course. Once we've had the meetings, the church council will finally will come to a decision after they have listened, after they have learned, after they have talked and asked questions of their own and everything else. They will come to a final decision. Their final decision is either they believe the congregation is ready to make a specific decision as the affiliation of this church, whether it be for the United Methodist Church or to disaffiliate from the United Methodist Church and affiliate with a new denomination. They will have a vote to hold a church conference. If they decide that, yes, it is time for the church to make a decision, they will vote for a church conference. We will, of course, announce that church conference 2 weeks in advance from the pulpit, here on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, and on our webpage, so that everyone knows we are going to have that meeting. When we have that meeting, the meeting will be for one reason and one reason alone: to disaffiliate from the United Methodist Church. It will be a resolution that will be brought before the church conference. At that point, everyone who is a member of this church is permitted to come, or is requested to come, and is permitted 1 vote per member. It'll be a written ballot with a check mark box of yes or no. And you can check the box, yes or no. You do not have to put your name on it. This is an anonymous vote as far as that's concerned, but it does have to be a paper ballot so that we have proof of what the vote was. At the meeting, our district superintendent will be the one that will preside over the church conference meeting. Everyone who is present will be allowed to vote and have voice. We will have a discussion, and then we will have the actual vote. It takes a 2/3, or what is called a supermajority, to vote to disaffiliate. But it is 2/3 or a supermajority of those physically present in the sanctuary. Let me reiterate that. There are no proxies. There are no email votes. There are no electronic votes. There is no phone calling in for votes. There's no texting votes. You must be present at the church conference in order to vote. And then it is 2/3 of the present members to disaffiliate. Less than 2/3, and the church is required to the answer to the church vote is a no, and the church is not permitted to disaffiliate. Once that happens, then we will go on to the next few steps. That would be doing all the legal paperwork that that our office would have to go through, and the Texas Annual Conference has agreed to help us through that process if we are going down that road. And the church would also have another choice in front of it as to what the next step for the church would be. It could be independence and stay completely as an independent church. It could be to affiliate with a number of other different denominations, Wesleyan or otherwise. That is all before the church conference as well, and they can vote to do that after the disaffiliation, which would take a simple majority to affiliate with a new denomination. But that is the process that we are headed down. As I said, that vote is not a necessary requirement of the discernment process. For all I know, as soon as we keep meeting with these informational meetings, the church council can come to the conclusion that our church either has no desire to disaffiliate, and therefore there's no reason to have the called vote, or that there is not enough opinions one way or another that this is not a problem for the vast majority of our congregation, in which case the church conference may not be called at all. But I wanted you to know how this process plays out so that you can be aware of what's happening. I encourage you to not only come as a member of this church, to come to these informational meetings and come as many as possible. I also encourage you to publicize these events. The purpose of these events is to give the information to our members so that our members are fully informed when it comes time, and if it comes time, to take that final vote. And finally, I hope and pray, and I ask you to do the same, to pray for this discernment process. Pray for all of those that are going to be in it. Some people know exactly where they fall. Some people have never given it two thoughts and now must. Wherever you are on that spectrum, wherever you are on the spectrum of what your vote is and what your desire is, let us be in prayer for each other. Let us speak in grace and in the brother and sisterly language of Christ followers, as all of us are. As we continue down this path, I pray that we continue down it in a godly fashion, in a holy fashion. And I hope you do the same. I hope you're able to make the meeting on the 8th or on the 11th. Keep tuned for the video version here on our YouTube channel, and keep tabs on our Facebook page. The link is down in the description. Our website, the link is down in the description as well, and here on our YouTube channel for all other information. If you have any questions about this process or about anything else, please do not hesitate to contact the front office of the church or me directly. All of my contact information is on our webpage and our Facebook page, or you can leave a comment down below this video. I hope and pray that you are safe through these next couple of weeks, that you can make it out to at least one of the meetings and be informed about what's going on. And I pray that as we talk about things that are going to be stressful, going to be difficult, that God would lead us through to where He wants us to be. May God bless you until we meet again.